Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. Today we are continuing on with tropical tree updates and a little bit of pruning work on them. Here's a look at the Portulacaria afra forest. It's growing in really nicely. I'm getting a lot of backbudding because I pruned it back fairly hard last time. I'll show you some of the backbudding on the branches. Here's a look at one of the branches here, and you can see there's just new shoots popping out all over the place, so that's really exciting. It gives me a lot of choices for the next time I prune this tree. Here's a view looking down at the largest tree in the forest, and there's backbuds coming in all over the place, so that's really exciting because I want to reduce the overall footprint of this tree down a bit, keeping it a little more compact and less spreading. So I've got lots of choices. That's going to be fantastic. I'm going to let all these new shoots grow in and mature before I prune the tree again, so I'll let them grow to about this long, maybe twice what this one is, and then I can prune it back once again. I've noticed that some of the new growth is a little thin looking, the leaves, they're not quite plump, and they're a little yellowy. So generally that's a sign of overwatering. So I'm going to cut back on the water, let these new leaves kind of firm up and begin looking more normal. Here's another look at some of these leaves that are, they're not shiny, they're not plump looking, they look more like a regular leaf on a plant. They're kind of thin. So that shows it's overwatering. So I'm going to let the whole planting dry out, try and give it as much sun as possible, and it should recover nicely from the overwatering. Watering a speck boom or Portulacaria afra can be very tricky. Too much water and you get these thin leaves, these yellow type leaves, and you're giving it too much water, so it's time to cut back. If you underwater the tree, the leaves will go kind of wrinkly. They'll start drying up and go wrinkly. And then as soon as you water it, they plump up once again. Finding that sweet spot in between where you get maximum growth and maximum health is tricky. It all depends on the weather and the sunlight conditions and the wind and how much water they need. So it's better to err on the side of watering less than to water too much. Too much watering can lead to root rot, trunk rot, and you could kill some of the trees. So the key to these Portulacaria afras is to water them moderately, not too much so that you get long leggy growth and yellow leaves, not too little that the leaves are wrinkling up all the time and you're getting very small and poor growth on it. Somewhere in between where you're getting good, healthy growth, but not too excessive. Here's an example of a branch that can be shortened in the future. The branch is kind of long. It goes from this point, it's been pruned once here, and then out to here. So there's not a whole lot of difference in taper from here to here on the branch. It's kind of skinny and long. There's a bit of movement, but I'll be able to prune this branch back to these new shoots back here. So pruning it off here. I won't do it now, but once these strengthen up, I can prune this branch back. And I can do that on a lot of branches on this tree, getting that overall crown more compact, which will make the trunk look more powerful. I think I'll be ready to prune these trees in probably a month. I think they'll have grown enough that they're nice and healthy and strong, and I can prune the tree back once again. If you notice that your Portulacaria is growing really weakly and sickly looking, there's a lot of different causes. One can be fertilizer. Maybe you're not giving it enough fertilizer. Low light. Maybe it's not getting enough light. You're watering. Your soil. Maybe your soil isn't, when you're watering it, maybe there's dry spots in your soil. So there's a lot of factors, and you've got to read the tree. The tree will tell you how it's doing. If it's growing, backbudding everywhere and growing really nicely, then you're doing everything right. If you've got some problem with weak growth, yellowing, leaves dropping off, then there's a problem. So by hand watering your trees, instead of using an automatic sprinkler system or, just hosing them down from the distance, watering them by hand, you really get a good look at the tree every day and sometimes twice a day. And that's really important with bonsai, is observation, reading the tree, and then taking the appropriate action. I see it a lot that people bring in a tree that's really, really sick or really infested with insects, and you know, it's the first time they noticed it. They say, oh, yeah, it was growing really well. And then I looked at it the other day and it was, this branch was dying or it was dropping its leaves or it was full of insects. And, you know, you've got to observe all these things early by looking at your trees every day. You know, if you do notice a change in the growth rate or the color of the leaves or the texture of the leaves, that's the time to react, not when it's too late. So yeah, you've got to really know your plants. So you know how fast they grow. You know, in the summertime, they'll put, you know, this length of a shoot on in a month. And if it's not doing that, you know, there's some problem. Something's wrong with the tree. So yeah, it takes a bit of experience. You have to know how much growth to expect from the trees in a certain amount of time. And if the tree is underperforming, then you know something's wrong. If it's overperforming, well, maybe you're doing something wrong also. Maybe, you know, your internode lengths are too long and it's unusable growth. So there's a certain speed you want it to grow at, and that's what you strive for in a healthy tree. I'll put my Portulacaria afra back on the bench and we'll get out today's tree that I'll be working on. Today I'm going to be working on my Ficus or my Fusion Ficus bonsai. In the last video I showed an update. I had hard pruned it back, like really hard, and it didn't look very good in the last video. There was new growth just starting to come in, and I could I could tell by the lack of excitement in the comment section that people went, oh, he's just ruined that tree. It's never going to be good now. But it's growing in more now. The leaves are getting larger and the branches are getting larger. And hopefully today you'll see that maybe there is some promise in the tree still. So I'll get it out and we'll have a look at it. Here's a look at the ficus today. So it's doing really well. I hope it looks more promising now than it did a few weeks ago. It's starting to fill out. Today I'm going to be pruning back some of the height of the tree, removing the dead branches, doing some branch selection. There's a lot of multiple branches coming from one spot, and, you know, removing any branches that aren't growing in a good spot. So yeah, just a general tidy up on the tree today. I may be pruning off some of these higher branches today. I've got a lot of good growth at this level, so I've got to kind of determine where I want my canopy profile, if I want it this high or maybe down lower. So that's something I'll determine before I start the pruning. I'm going to start today by removing dead branches. You can see this one is just dead. It's all shriveled up and dried. Dead wood on a ficus doesn't last very long. It goes soft like balsa wood and it just disintegrates in the humidity. So you normally don't have a deadwood feature on a ficus because it just rots away. Like this was a fairly thick branch and it just crumbles. See that? You can so deadwood doesn't last long. I got another branch that's dead up here. That comes off. So I'll get out the pruners. I'll start up top here. So I've got this whole top is dead, but I have a whirl of branches at this level. So I'm going to take off the dead part of this branch. So I'll take it back to here, like that. This branch here, it's died back, but there is a living shoot coming from here. So this part of the branch is alive. And you can kind of tell they change color when they're dead. They go, instead of a greeny tan, they go to more of a tan color. So I think I'm just going to take off the top of this one because I don't want to prune it back too far. I want that new shoot to grow. So that comes off. Yeah, that looks like this stump here is living, so there may be more shoots that come out from it. So it's possible I could keep that. There's a small branch here I can remove that's dead. Now let's go to this back branch here. There's a dead section here. That comes off, and then I've got a dead portion up here, but a live shoot here, so I'll take it back to here. Like that. I'm thinking on this tree, it's best to keep all my options open. I can see some more green shoots coming out on this trunk here. So I'm going to keep all this living part for now. And as this grows, I may decide that, well, these look way better than having this top on the tree, that I may prune it back then. But I think it's best to keep my options open so I can have the choice of having a higher canopy if I want, or bringing it down lower. I'm going to continue searching for dead branches. There's one at the back here. Take that off. Dead root here. Take that off. There's a dead branch growing right here towards the inside that's dead. I'll take that off. There's one coming out the front here I can take off. It's dead. This whole branch here looks to be dead. There is live growth down lower on it, so I can take that back. It kind of goes a bit greener down lower. I'm wondering if I should leave it for now. Something may sprout out in this direction. I do have a good shoot down below, but I better leave that. It doesn't look totally dead, this whole branch. It's not shriveled up, only the end is. So I'll leave that on there for now. There's another dead one up top here. Take that one out. There's a dead one coming up front here. Take that off. Like that. There's a dead one on the inside here I can remove. There's a dead one out the back here. There's another long one here that you can see. There's a live shoot about halfway, but the top is probably dead, or the tip of it. I'll take that back now, I think. Yeah. Need to shorten it anyway. Here's a dead one out the back here. Take that off. There's a dead one up top here. And one out the back. There's a dead one out the back here. You can see the dried leaves on it. Like that. The rest is looking pretty good. Not seeing any more dead ones. I'm standing back having a look at the tree now and trying to imagine the canopy. So if I put my hand over here. Now I could, if I had a lower canopy, it would be about here. But I think I've got, a fairly thick trunk in this area, and that the transition to the canopy here is too abrupt. I do think I need a taller tree. So these areas of the tree will grow out to kind of form a larger umbrella canopy if I have the shape kind of like this. So I think it'll be quite fine having it that height. If I do reduce it, it'll just be a slight bit off the top, but I think it's okay. There's some new shoots forming on this upper part here too that will come out. So I think it'll be fine. I think it'll grow wider, a little taller, and I'll get that kind of umbrella-shaped canopy to about here. And I think that'll look pretty good. I think the proportions will be really nice. A lot of the root base on this tree is hidden by the moss. So today I'm going to peel back that moss. The moss doesn't look very good anyway. It's kind of thickened up to the point where it's not looking that healthy. It is starting to green up again, but yeah, I'll peel it away from around the root base and we'll see what the root base looks like. All right, I've got the tweezers here and I'll start picking the moss away. Usually when you pick this kind of thick moss away, it starts growing under the soil again. It's got all these spores that drop down into the soil, and it'll regenerate itself quite easily. There's an aerial root that was hidden in the moss there. I'll keep working away at the root base, clearing away all this moss, and then we'll come back and have a look at it. I may have to get the toothbrush out here and kind of wash the root base too. Here's a look at the root base all cleaned up from eye level. So I've exposed a little more of the surrounding roots. This tree may become the home tree for my avatar scene in the future, depending how the canopy develops. It's got a nice, interesting root base. I think it would be quite suitable for that application. Here's a look at the root base from above, so you can see the way it's spreading out into the soil. Yeah, it's quite an interesting root base, and it's looking good. It'll only get better in the future. I think the root base of the tree gives you the impression of a large tropical tree in the jungle. So we just got to get the canopy to match. I did some cleanup work on this tree today, and it doesn't seem like I did much work, but it kind of encourages you to develop the tree. You kind of get excited about the tree again. If it's just sitting off on your shelf there or your bench, kind of forgotten about and neglected, it just kind of grows. But you know, when you clean it up and take a fresh look at it, you kind of get excited about the tree again and the future possibilities. So I think the tree will look quite different at the end of summer. I think this canopy will have developed a lot. It won't be perfect, but it'll at least have a nice canopy on it, and I think it'll look like a tropical tree. That is all for today. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the Bonsai Zone.